Mephisto, and this combination executed perfectly at the end of the game.
From Alarak, make it a quad kill set up by that ETC.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi line.
Nubarak, core at 50%. Both cores are just absolutely melting. Which one's going to go down first? I think this is going to be Respect the Gooses. Oh my goodness.
Ring. Oh my goodness, the ring. Jaina just pulling up everybody here. That's a 4, make it 5
And it
for
does
nothing.
not fall up. What a play. Oh my God, somebody please clip that.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jayzon, and today we've got a Division A East matchup for you in ReGen Phoenix versus the Tiny Dancers. And today I've got another one of my rotating co-casting teammates, as Geek USA has decided to join me tonight. How are you doing tonight, man?
Doing well. Glad to be here.
Alrighty. Well,
Excited to see this matchup.
yeah, me too. This is going to be a fun one to watch. We just got out of lobby with team captains Arrow and Feldroth, and I'm going to let them know that we are ready to go. And looks like our first map tonight going to be Volskaya Foundry. So what do you usually like to aim towards on this map, Geek?
Well, obviously the points are important. You want point control. So heroes like Chromie, obviously strong in the meta right now. May is another one. So let's see if these teams look to pick up those heroes. Chromie in particular has been banned quite a bit, especially by ReGen Phoenix. So we'll see what they decide to do here.
Well, we've already got some people hanging out in chat, rooting for the Tiny Dancers. I'm sure there are some ReGen folks sitting out there as well. And it looks like both of these teams are ready to go. And Arrow is letting us know we're starting it up. So let's head on in for game number 1 and this draft for Volskaya Foundry.
One thing to note, both of these teams have gone the full 3 games in each of their matches. So might get another one of those exciting series tonight.
Yeah, a bit of a tip of a hat to the placement committee here in the Nexus Gaming Series. We've seen a lot of splits. That first week in our division, it was a little bit lopsided. We only had one split series in week 1, but we've seen a lot more split series since then. And for these teams, it sounds like that's the case as well, all the way up here in Div A East, so kind of spanning through the different divisions.
Yeah, ReGen Phoenix doing their homework there on the Tyrande ban. Materium has run Tyrande quite a bit this season already.
Yeah, ETC going to be the response here. Of course, one of the strongest tanks in the game, and no surprise to see that coming out nice and early.
Yeah, see if they go for the tank choke. They've banned Diablo quite a bit as well on the side of Tiny Dancers.
Yeah, definitely a map where you want to try to avoid any kind of point control, any kind of aggression that they can have. So Diablo really does a solid job of point control. But there's the Chromie ban. We've seen her slowly making her way on up through the meta at the beginning of this season. She of course, as a very strong poke hero, can do quite a bit of sustained damage on these points and make it difficult for a team to be able to stay on to continue that charge.
Absolutely. You get the Imperius ban coming out as well. Let's see what ReGen Phoenix pick up here.
Yeah, the Imperius is a pretty interesting ban. That feels like a targeted ban more than anything else. He's pretty good in the meta, but I don't know if he's early ban worthy on his own, just in terms of the metagame.
Yeah, I'm not sure that ReGen Phoenix has run too much Imperius this season. I'm not sure if that's targeted or if they just don't want to see it. I see the Ana ban coming out here, or the Ana pick, first pick from Arya.
Yeah, good sustained healer. Her ability to kind of stay back in that safe zone, much like how a Chromie would, but For her, it's getting into that strike stance and healing constantly throughout that process. Also, can be good for the sleep and in some of these corridors on this map, being able to hit with that healing denial grenade.
Mm-hmm. But Tiny Dancers are going to take away the Li Ming, so no opportunity for ReGen Phoenix to go into that. That's what they wanted to do, perhaps.
Well, Decker is going to be picked up. Good hero for being able to throw those potions down early on the point and get a little bit ahead in terms of that sustained healing game.
Absolutely. And there's D.Va, very popular right now in the meta. See, I wonder if Tiny Dancers are going to go for a Urel pickup on their side. She's also been quite strong lately.
Yeah, it almost seems like it's been a long week, Geek. It's kind of hard to believe, but this is still the first week that D.Va has been available as we're sitting here on Sunday. But yeah, still, this week has been very, very high profile as a hero. Many early bans and seen a ton of play.
Absolutely. There's that Diablo ban.
Yep.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, also worth noting, Rabid Penguin picking up the Sylvanas, and we're going to see potentially that level 4 upgrade for Merc Queen can empower those turrets, giving it an extra 60% damage after level 4. It can be really, really influential, especially on these early control points.
Mm-hmm. See if we get the Urel ban. No, it's going to be Greymane. Interesting.
Denying the potential resets there.
I wonder if Tiny Dancers will pick that up on the side lane. Still need a tank as well.
Yeah, I'll have to see what they want to pick up in the 3-4. They're going to leave their solo laner last to kind of hide what's going to be going up against that D.Va. Meanwhile, Garrosh and Zul'jin. Zul'jin, again, good sustained hero, and it's the kind of thing where on some maps you might want to try to avoid beating the Zul'jin stacks, but that's kind of hard to do on this map when you're trying to fight over the control point.
Yeah, that's a spicy pick there from Tiny Dancers. Although they have been known to run their Zul'jin, but still, spicy pick. Ooh, and the Cho'Gall comes in.
Speaking of spicy, here comes Cho'Gall. So that may have been a bit portented there by the Greymane ban out. That still does leave Malthael available here, if that is indeed what Lindell wants to go for that solo laner, try and counter that giant health pool.
Very spicy draft so far.
Imperius also thrown out the window. Too late to pick the Tychus, and yeah, so the Malthael is going to be the choice.
Very interesting.
Now, see, Geek, I thought that Cho'Gall was something that we were only seeing in Div D West. Maybe I'm crazy.
They love it everywhere, apparently.
It's followed us all the way up here.
Cho'Gall meta is in.
I suppose so. Hard to avoid the chaos here at NGS. And so now we're going to see these two teams going head-to-head. Who do you like here based on the draft?
Oh, Cho'Gall is always an annoying hero to go up against, but I honestly like the draft from Tiny Dancers. They if they can play their heroes well, I think they can give some trouble to ReGen Phoenix. It's going to be a close one, I think.
All right, so it looks like we are loading in. So Volskaya Foundry going to be our map number 1. We're going to have to see which of these teams can execute here. The D.Va going to be an interesting factor here as well, I think, in terms of who can manage to control these points early on with the extra sustain she gives and that potential zoning with that explosion. But also Garrosh on the other side could maybe help counter that D.Va bomb a little bit, being able to toss it away.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, well, game number 1. First on the left, we have ReGen Phoenix. We have Derry Bao going to be playing the Ana. We've got Rabid Penguin on the Sylvanas. We've got Arrow playing the D.Va. And let's split these guys up real quick and get Mudge on the Cho and Arya on the Gall.
And over to the right-hand side in red, we have Liddell playing the Malthael, Feldroth on Zul'jin, Fishing Queen on Li Ming, Materium on the Deckard, and the Chemistry Connoisseur AG Silver AG playing the Garrosh.
Well, there you go. Well, up top, ReGen Phoenix gonna go for the cheese nice and early.
Yeah,
And it's too late for Li Ming to buy the Cho'Gall ban, I'm afraid.
They get the whole tower there.
Ana gets tossed in though, big damage coming down. Charge in, the Q just barely misses there from Fishing Queen. So close. A nice juke there by Derrybow.
A good early game value there from the Cho'Gall team comp. Setting up that top lane for second objective.
Rotation game going to start here between mid and bot. Lydell getting a little bit of an advantage with that rotation up to the top lane. Going to allow them to clear out the bottom quicker, rotate up to help the mid, but now is going to go back down to meet that Diva.
Both teams a little slow on their turret camps, but we see ReGen Phoenix going for theirs. Feldrath, not sure if he wants to go in on theirs, but now does go ahead and go for that.
Now that bit of double soaking continuing now with Arrow heading in to the mid. Cho'Gall up top to continue that soak. And yeah, going to be a little bit of a late capture here. Going to make it a little bit harder to make that a double cap before the first objective phase is over. We'll have to see how the timings end up though. Rabid going to dismount there with the Haunting Wave.
Good rotations. I think ReGen Phoenix is just a little bit ahead on the rotations.
Yeah, dead even so far, but the Cho'Gall going to be tossed in terms of trying to get a pick, but not going to find the follow-up CC or damage on that. But down bot, Lydell clears out the bot, and Arrow's going to be a little bit late here to get a little bit of this bottom wave.
Yeah, they missed a bit of that in the bot lane. Diva rotating up. See if that comes back to haunt them later on.
Now, slight XP lead right now for Tiny Dancers, but definitely nothing to write home about. But again, the extra wave clear here, Lydell able to rotate up to mid. And again, a few of those minions are going to fall in the mid. But we will see ReGen Phoenix rotating to get it for the most part. They soak up most of those XP globes.
Yeah. Early siege camp capture from Tiny Dancers. Actually, timing is right on that.
Yeah, it's going to crash more or less in the mid on both sides. We're going to see a couple members of each squad. Actually, it's just Fishing Queen. Have to be careful here, as now here comes Cho'Gall on the backside. Going to pressure them back a little bit. But that is going to leave Diva alone on this point. We'll have to see if the side of Tiny Dancers want to try to make anything out of that. Now they're going to choose instead to split out to lanes and soak to get 7 here, it looks like.
Yeah, Liddell holding down bot lane. And they hit 7 first.
Charge going to be continued here for ReGen Phoenix. About a third of the way there so far as the members of Tiny Dancer start to come in. The Groundbreaker not going to quite find its mark, but the toss still is going to get Cho'Gall down to about half health here, but here comes the charge in from Arrow, and the zone away the members, and they even dropped the turret here. The turret now about to fall. They do still have Zul'jin with their turret on the other side. Unstoppable going to be popped. Isn't going to be enough. Cho'Gall gets that last healing dart from Derrybow. It's going to be just enough to keep him in the game for now, but the charge is going to go over to the side of Tiny Dancers for the moment.
That was awfully close on that Cho'Gall.
Now, is that one last healing Q, just enough. But you know, it's just fine. That's going to keep them in it. They're going to be able to grab their camp. Looks like both sides are actually looking to grab the turret. It'll be a little bit later on that rotation for Tiny Dancers, as they were a little bit later to pick it up the first time around. Once again, the toss, but the Groundbreaker not quite finding the mark onto Cho'Gall. And they're going to go back and forth here. A lot of damage coming in from the turret, but now double turret put down for the side of Tiny Dancers. The Self-destruct's going to come in, going to zone them back and deal a decent amount to those 2 turrets. But now it's the resets coming in on that orb from Fishing Queen, dealing a lot of damage. It's Garrosh to go down first on the other side. Cho'Gall zoned completely out here. Arrow going to lose his mech. And it's going to be a 4v5 here, but the members of ReGen Phoenix are looking pretty low, especially that Cho'Gall.
Yeah, well, the healing is there for mana. I think they can reset here and go again.
Right now, it looks like they're just stalling for time to get the Garrosh back. He should be back in time for them to be able to contest this keep.
Ooh, big orbs coming in from Fishing Queen.
Oh, just barely missed the sleep dart. There's the overtime. Can they get back on the point? No, they're actually going to back off it. They're going to let ReGen Phoenix have this Punisher. Triglav Protector. There we go.
That's a big win there from the Cho'Gall composition, getting the early game advantage. Let's see if they can snowball this. One to the top lane. The well's already down up there.
Yeah, typically you see Cho'Gall comps trying to scale into the late game, but so early game win for them like this is a really huge deal.
Absolutely. Not look like they're gonna get that fort.
You get a little bit of damage on it, but the well was already attained up here in top. I think the big thing is you got Rabbit, Penguin, and Arrow down in the bot lane, being able to 2v1 against Fishing Queen. They might be able to get this front wall, possibly the well, by the time the members rotate down, but it does look like Garrosh is on the way. Maybe?
Put a little damage onto the mid wall. But it doesn't look like they're gonna get much more out of this first objective.
Yeah, they got pretty good anti-siege over on the side of Tiny Dancers between the Zul'jin and the Ming. So not a whole lot they can do into that comp.
Overall, though, pretty good value for the first objective. Almost got that top fort. Pretty low.
Yeah, not getting that top fort, though, is going to deny them the scaling XP that they maybe could have otherwise gotten. Still just a little bit of an XP lead here for Tiny Dancers, but once again, you see the rotation from ReGen Phoenix. They're quicker to grab that bottom turret camp, and they're going to take advantage this time by going straight onto the support camp and get themselves a second item here.
Good job on their part to take advantage of that. Grab that support camp. It's going to set them up pretty well for the second objective.
Arrow going to rotate down to the bot lane, get himself some soak down here. The top camp picked up once again a little bit earlier for Tiny Dancer, so that's going to be pushing up here in the top lane, but we will see the response as Rabbit Penguin caps their own siege camp as well.
Zul'jin looking to stack here. See if he can get some stacks going. About 44 on his baseline. Hasn't been able to have too much success thus far.
A little bit of a skirmish there in the mid. Both teams walk away now. It's going to be ReGen Phoenix putting the full 5-man up here. It's actually going to turn into a 5v5 as ults are going to start to be popped here. Bunny Hop trying to get into slow down some of the members on the retreat, but it's going to be Malthael falling first. Meanwhile, big damage coming out on AG as well. Garrosh falls, and just like that, it's a 2-for-0 for ReGen Phoenix, and it looks like they're going to be able to finish where they started off earlier on this fort.
Yeah, strong push here from ReGen Phoenix. Guillotine being picked up here from the Zul'jin. Didn't quite hit with it. See if we can get value from that later in the game, but that went very well for ReGen Phoenix.
Yeah, maybe trying to catch the D.Va while she's out of that mech form when she drops the bomb. The only thing I can really think of for Guillotine.
Yeah, it's not quite the meta pick, but then again, I'm not a assassin main, so probably don't want to be asking me on that one.
I would say, yeah, me either, but I am kind of an assassin main, unfortunately, so I just don't know that much about Zul'jin, so I guess we'll see the self-unstoppable popped there. Going to avoid the root, but that's going to be another 5-minute cooldown down for both Cho and Gall.
Yeah, objective is up here in 5 seconds. See D.Va top. See if they can get an advantage on this.
Arrow going to jump on the point early here. And kind of difficult to push the Diva off of those points. Got to get a lot of damage and try to secure some kind of follow-up CC. I don't know that Tiny Dancers really has that. They're instead going to focus on getting the bottom camp, pushing out this top lane, and eventually we're going to see this rotation in here. Both teams 14, so no real big advantage for either squads here. This is going to be a straight-up 5v5.
But the item advantage, well, actually, no, both teams have turrets. Ooh, Sylvanas goes down. Stay-a-While comes out.
Yeah, that quick pick on Rabid going to also disable the 60% bonus damage onto that turret, but the bunny hop on the other side, Arrow going to be able to find themselves a counter kill here. But meanwhile, Cho'Gall diving deep and not quite finding what he was looking for, as that's going to turn it quickly into a 1-for-3 exchange. And I don't think the remaining members of ReGen Phoenix can really do much about this, as the charge now going to go over to Tiny Dancers. But I do believe that ReGen Phoenix will have another shot at this before it's all said and done.
Yeah, they'll have time, but really good job there on the side of Tiny Dancers to turn that fight in their favor. And of course, the kill onto the Cho'Gall is always big.
Yeah, a little bit more. Ooh.
Good damage on the Darabo there. Surprised they didn't get the kill.
Yeah, almost enough damage, but not quite enough missing health there to get that guillotine damage up. But guillotine should be available here for any kind of fight that might ensue here. But I think with that level 16, ReGen Phoenix not even going to look for it. They're just going to give up this objective up top.
Yeah, Cho'Gall getting a little push in the bot lane. Maybe trying to set up for the third objective. Going for the
100%.
well, looks like.
Yeah, that well is going to be not long for this world. Meanwhile, up top, it looks like Tiny Dancers are going to move in with this Protector and get some decent damage here on the fort right out the gate.
Yeah, looking to equalize on that top lane. They are going to do it. A little damage mid as well.
A little bit of both. Not quite finding the mark there with that guillotine. Nano Boost going to be popped here as well for Cho'Gall, but ultimately we're just going to see them chasing up into the top. You got to look out though. This is Deckard and Li Ming in this Protector. This is not exactly where they want to be. We will see the sleep come out initially, but Sylvanas falling on the backside. Now the reset's coming in. They're going to see them a little zone, but Deckard doesn't get out of the mech in time. He's going to fall. And now there's the reset that we were looking for, as that's going to be Fishing Queen getting the double kill on to the Cho'Gall, making it once again a 1-for-3 exchange in the favor of Tiny Dancers.
Yeah, really aggressive plays there from ReGen Phoenix, and it didn't really pay off. That's unfortunate. Unlucky.
Yeah, in a little bit too far there, I think. They were trying to find something there with onto that Protector. They're trying to find them caught out a little bit on the other side, but they did get the Deckard, but they weren't quite able to finish anything else off there.
Yeah. Now the mid lane's going to go down. Map control is slowly turning to Tiny Dancer's favor here.
I see Rabbit taking a look at the fortification camp, knows that a invade is possible. They're actually looking to invade on the other side. Going to be a little bit too late to pull that off. I like the aggressive shot call, but now I'm not sure if it's a good idea for them to go in after this, as they've got an easy exit out the other side, and we're just going to see everybody walk away with Wailing Arrow down as a result.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they had to gain from taking that fight after the camp was taken there. Unless they were just looking to maybe get a kill and maybe push bot.
Well, they're definitely trying to force before 20. I understand that much, but you know, when you're that deep in, it's going to be really hard with the comp that ReGen Phoenix has to kind of force Tiny Dancers to stay there. I kind of expect the Div A team at this level to just know that they don't have to stay and they can walk away. But meanwhile, big damage coming out onto Zul'jin. He's actually going to drop the healing totem. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ana gets blown up. Now the resets come in. The flip onto Cho'Gall, and he's going to try to push his way on out of there, but it's going to be once again The big orb coming in from Fishing Queen. That's going to be a triple kill. This time, Li Ming gets all 3 of those finishing blows.
Yeah, Tiny Dancer's really finding their stride here, making life difficult for Cho'Gall and ReGen Phoenix.
Rabbit up top, clearing out the lane. We're going to have to look to try to get 20 here before this objective is over with. You do see Decker down here ready to start this objective immediately, setting down the potions, getting ready for what could be a big battle. But meanwhile, the rest of Tiny Dancers opening up this bottom lane. Gotta love this call as they're looking to try to set up a win condition here for after this control point C is over with.
Yeah, ReGen Phoenix are in a difficult spot here. Down 20s, almost a whole level yet to go. And the wall's opened up here. If they can get this objective, it's going to be a tough defense.
Gonna get this top camp pushing. But yeah, as they get to about 40% here, clock is ticking. I'm not sure they're gonna have enough time here, Geek, to actually soak the 20, so they may look to just have to defend on the bot and hope they can keep this game going.
Yeah, they might just have to YOLO in there and try to make something happen, try to make a play. They're going for the support camp instead.
Yep. Yeah, no,
That's probably going to get them close to 20. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
going to be... Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be really close to 20, but they're definitely not wanting to push the issue here without it. If they go straight to bottom, they don't have the time to soak to get that camp and to actually get 20. So look at this. They're actually looking to make this a bit of a race. They see the Protector going down to the bot lane. They actually just kill that bottom side of the wall and are going to go straight through to the keep. But meanwhile, they do have 3 members here in defense. So they're going to back up a little bit. Meanwhile, the Protector on the other side going to easily take down that keep. But the question is, can ReGen Phoenix go through the top lane fast enough to make this a race they can win as they get the Garrosh down to start?
A really smart play from ReGen Phoenix, forcing the backs from Tiny Dancers. And this is going to be a base race, it looks like.
Yeah, they've got the healing totem. They've got a lot more damage here. But meanwhile, on the other side, the Protector's starting to get the damage down. It's pretty even, 50% on both sides, but a big shove from the core itself. Rabbit is going to go down 10% on one side, and it's going to be 3%. ReGen Phoenix takes the win in the base race here in game number 1 on Volskaya Foundry.
Wow, what a game.
What just happened?
From ReGen Phoenix. Really amazing shot calling there on their part.
Yeah, that is a team saying, hey, look, there's not a great chance for us to defend this. Let's just try to go for the win and see what happens. They had the extra push from that siege camp up top, and I don't know. It's a ballsy call, but in the end, works out in favor for ReGen Phoenix.
Yeah, what a close game. That was a lot of fun to watch.
And Geek, that was just game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, if the past trends are anything to indicate what we have in store, we might have a few more exciting games on our hands.
All right, so 7-12 on the kill count. Tiny Dancers definitely taking the advantage in terms of the team fighting, but that macro shot calling paying off there for ReGen Phoenix. But we'll just give you guys one last look at these talents, see what these guys were going for throughout the game, and any last comments you have before we move on to game number 2.
I thought Tiny Dancers did really well. Obviously, the Li Ming player just popped off, but they've got to be really frustrated about the outcome there, because I feel like they had the upper hand for most of that game. So let's see if they come back with a vengeance in game 2.
All right, well, we're going to go to a quick break while we get together with the teams and set up for game number 2. Don't go anywhere. Back in just a moment. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Game number 2, we are heading to Dragonshire. Side of Tiny Dancers electing for first pick here. ReGen Phoenix going to take us to another heavy macro-oriented map here in Dragonshire.
Wonder if we're going to get that Gaul ban here. I don't know if they really gave him too much trouble, but I don't know. We'll see what they decide to ban out.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting map for it, for sure. You know, one less body to rotate around for camps, for point control. But, you know, definitely a heavy team fighting map. But we'll have to see if that's the direction they want to go again, or if Tiny Dancers will be more ready for it in terms of their drafting strategies this time around.
We see the Diablo ban yet again from Tiny Dancers. They really don't like that hero getting in their face. Same thing with the Tyrande.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it always puts a smile on my face to see a hero that's just completely not in the meta still banned out just because somebody's that good on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Materium's run Tyrande 3 or 4 times this season. So definitely a target ban there.
Yeah. Definitely one of my favorite healers to watch. Brings all the stuff that a support wants, but for some reason, just right now in the meta, not working out very well. But now the Stukov ban going to come out as a bit of a healer choke going to be started here for both of these squads.
Yeah, what if we get the Li Ming ban? Or maybe more of a map-oriented ban. Lost Vikings, maybe. I'm not sure if Tiny Dancers run that hero, but always a troublesome presence on the map.
Yeah, we saw the Chromie last time. The question is, what do you want to give over to Fishing Queen? But Samuro going to be the ban out here as they're wanting to try to avoid that big-time macro pressure that he can bring, and ETC going to be instantly stolen away here.
Yeah, let's see what ReGen Phoenix responds with here in the 1-2.
That was first ban from Tiny Dancers last game, so they're definitely putting a lot of weight on that ETC, and with good reason, I would think, Geek.
Yeah, Mudge plays a really decent ETC, so taking that away from him. And we see the Rainer and the Ana come in. Arya on the Ana yet again.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well last game for the most part. I think that there were a couple of times where that Garrosh got in just far enough to find the Ana flip, and they were able to turn some triple kills off of the Cho'Gall Ana combo. But there it is, Fishing Queen, now with Chromie available. Going to pick that up in the 2-3 here before the mid-ban phase.
Yep, picking up the Chromie. Good point control. See what bans we get here.
And after the Stukov ban, no surprise to see the Anduin picked up here to avoid that potential healer chokehold. Question now is, what exactly does ReGen Phoenix want to try to deny?
Diva and Urel are both still up.
You know? Gonna be the Zul'jin.
I did not like the Zul'jin last game.
You know, to be honest, I don't really like playing against Zul'jin anytime, so I think that's definitely a worthy ban.
That's a fair ban, and there is
yeah.
ban. Not the Gaul. Interesting.
You know, I'm okay with it either way. Yeah, Cho's pretty difficult to play into. So is Gaul.
Absolutely.
It's also not the funnest thing to cast, so I personally would give a shout out to Tiny Dancers for that ban.
We still need a tank and maybe an offlaner here. It's gonna be May.
Is worth fighting for.
Okay, and
I'm
the
here to
Jaina.
help.
Ooh. Anna, Jaina. Decent combo there.
All right, that nano boost can be pretty powerful. Jaina Rainer also a pretty powerful combo with that ace in the hole at level 1. But also the May, providing some good frosty setup for the Frost Queen herself in Jaina. Two last picks coming up here, and Sylvanas going to be picked up on the side of Tiny Dancers along with the Zul for that solo lane. So now ReGen Phoenix having the last pick of the remaining solo laners to see what they want to try to counter the Zul with.
Azul is strong split soaker, double soaker. So I wonder if we're going to get a 4-man pushed bot lane with this Sylvanas here from Tiny Dancers.
Kind of a strange map to double soak for. You see it occasionally, but it's a long way between top and mid, and you kind of give up the ability to try to have control over that top point when you're double soaking. It just kind of switches back and forth. But the Sonya going to be the response here, so we'll see that melee duel up in the top lane.
Gotta be honest, Jay, I like ReGen Phoenix's draft here, but both are pretty strong, to be honest, so it might just come down to micro.
Yeah, I would definitely say looking at these drafts, I don't think either team has run away with it in the draft, so to speak. I think that both drafts are pretty equal, and they're both pretty good at doing kind of the same thing. Team fight function wise, they're pretty similar. Macro pressure, they're kind of similar, and we'll just see who can perform better in the actual match itself.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Well, as we're loading in here for this game number 2 of this Division A East match, best of 3 series here, as all of the NGS matches are. Get on into Dragonshire. On the left, looking for that 2-0 sweep and that domination. Got ReGen Phoenix. Arrow going to be playing the Sonya. Got Darabo once now actually switching over to the Rainer. We've got Mudge playing the May. This area once again on the Ana. And let's see, who did I miss? Rabid Penguin, of course, on the Jaina. How could I miss good old Rabid?
And to the right-hand side in red, we have Tiny Dancers with Fishing Queen on Chromie, Feldroth on the Sylvanas, AG, Silver AG on the ETC, Liddell playing Zul, and Materium on the Anduin.
Tiny Dancer's going to hang out in the camp area, interestingly enough.
Maybe anticipating a top lane cheese on the well. No, they're gonna push top.
And they were looking not to show because they wanted to do that quick rotation with the Sylvanas, but they're not going to be quite fast enough. But wait a minute, this is a bit of a reversal here. Zol is in the bottom lane. He's going to shove that wave in quickly. That's going to be a lot of XP missed over on the side of ReGen Phoenix. So Rabid is going to make a beeline there. He's going to pick up at least a few of these globes.
Yeah, we mentioned it in the draft. Although my direction was a little off, I thought they'd split push bot, but no, they're going top lane here. Interesting take from Tiny Dancers on this map.
Yeah, they're going to double soak the Zul mid and bottom, which is a pretty, that's usually what you rotate that with the 4-man. So they're going to try to do that as a mid bot double soak and leave their 4-man in the top. Meanwhile, Sonya just now going down to mid to maybe try to answer this double soak, as ReGen Phoenix going to try to match that, it looks like.
And Tiny Dancer is just slightly behind in XP. I'm not sure that this strategy is gone quite the way they wanted it to, at least at the start.
Yeah, very interesting.
Now they are going bot here, and Arrow's in trouble.
Red team draws first.
And that is going to be first blood for the side of Tiny Dancers, as quickly both sides looking to pick up these camps. Siege camp going to be a little bit slower for the side of Tiny Dancers.
1 minute they're all top, the next minute they're all bot, and they're right on top of you. Sonya, a little unlucky there.
Sorry there for the camera mix-up, folks, but we got that squared away now. Now we got ReGen Phoenix trying to cap the bot. He's going to trade top for bot as Zul able to grab the top, but now Arrow is back looking to see if they can get both of these queued up for him.
Things have normalized a bit here. Now we have Zul and Sonya top as ReGen Phoenix looks to push in this bot lane. They've got dragon control.
And the Q, there it is. Darabao getting the Sylve, and now it's going to get the Dragon Knight here. This is a 3-minute Dragon Knight, so it's not going to be too effective here, Geek, but that's real early for ReGen Phoenix to have already won the map objective.
Yeah, real early dragon. Let's see if they can get any value from it here. Looking to put pressure onto this mid wall.
Yeah, they're going to get some decent damage, get one of the turrets down, but now here come the reinforcements for Tiny Dancers as they're going to try to start putting some damage. That is going to allow the 3-man down here to get some work done. Meanwhile, Arrow trying to be cheeky and go down here and take out the well, but now may pay for it as the root hits perfectly there from Maternum, and the damage from Feldrith is going to be enough to pick him off.
Yeah, Arrow having some trouble here in the early game. Good rotations though from Tiny Dancer to recognize that he was there.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more weird well placements here on Dragonshire. Gives you that opportunity to try to grab it in the early game, but that's usually a right off the bat kind of play. You don't usually see it at level 7.
Yeah, he got decent damage onto it. Just missed out on taking it down. Good value though from that early DK, getting the whole mid wall.
Yeah, mid wall down, and now XP starting to even out a bit here. Both teams gonna grab their top camps.
Yeah, looks like Tiny Dancers want to take this bot camp. I wonder if ReGen Phoenix is going to sniff this out.
Yeah, Tiny Dancers does have Zool a lot closer here. Mudge gonna come in the backside, now gonna get slid. Damage is gonna come down. Trait popped to at least get some of that healing, and we actually see the Gladiator's medallion coming out, but it's not quite enough to get Mudge out of there.
That was a bold move on his part. I'm not sure what he was trying to accomplish there. Maybe just trying to surprise Tiny Dancers. Didn't quite work out.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that kind of aggressive rotation post 10 with Avalanche, but he doesn't really have the tools to be a big flanking tank so much before 10, I don't think.
Yeah, not quite there yet. And the siege camp there gets stolen away by Tiny Dancers. Cleared quickly though.
Yeah, really nice clear by ReGen Phoenix. They've got a lot of siege damage, quite a bit of wave clear just out of that Jaina pick alone. Meanwhile, Mudge is back in the mid. And again, spread out pretty thin right now as ReGen Phoenix is this 4-man down bot. Tiny Dancer is going to recognize that and get some major damage here on this bottom fort wall.
Yeah, ReGen Phoenix still looking to pick up level 10. Not quite there yet. There it is. Let's see what we get. It's going to be Hyperion. And the Water Elemental coming in from Jaina. And there is the Avalanche from May.
Oh. Ana still holding, but you gotta expect this is gonna be Nano Boost. Well, Hyperion is gonna be popped here as they're looking to try to grab this this bottom point. They will be able to eventually get the charge to neutral here. And there is that Nano Boost pickup. Meanwhile, on the other side, we've got Slowing Sands, Wailing Arrow, Mosh Pit, along with the Poison Nova, and the Light Bomb.
Yeah, Mosh Pit, Light Bomb can be a decent little combo. They're looking to pull that off. You hold Light Bomb until... Oh, no. Trying to keep Chromie alive with it, maybe.
Yeah, pops it on Chromie. Might have been maybe a misclick, standing kind of in the same area as Silver AG.
Usually I've seen teams wait until the Mosh Pit is almost over, then you pop Light Bomb. You have that extra second. You get the extra second and a half of stun, but there comes the Mosh Pit.
Yeah, instantly interrupted there by the Sleep Dart, but still that's going to be enough focused targeted damage to be able to get Mudge down. And that's going to be a 4th kill here for Tiny Dancers, but in exchange for a pretty long cooldown in the Mosh Pit.
They're looking to get a pick on the Liddell, but no, he gets away there. They're going to get the top. Oh, Not quite in time though.
Not quite. That's going to be the second of these dragons going over to Tiny Dancer this time around. They're going to be able to get some damage on this mid wall, but big story is them in bot lane once again, kind of fainting right with the map objective and getting the real damage down in the priority lane down here in bot.
The self-unstop being used there from the Tyrion, the trinket being put to use. As Feldroth's in trouble and goes down. Unlucky there.
Yeah, big burst damage coming in there from the Sonya and Jaina combo. Meanwhile, that does allow ETC to get some good damage in here, as Silver going to have to try to walk away, see if they're able to make it out. This is ETC. The slide comes out, but the kind of counter slide then comes Anduin with that leap of faith to get him out of danger.
Yeah, good pull there by Materium. We see the first fort of the game go down mid lane on the side of ReGen Phoenix. A little bit behind, but not by much.
Both squads level 13, about a half level lead right now for Tiny Dancers. That will continue to grow a little bit more now that that fort is down and that passive XP has been increased a bit.
They're trying to get a counter push here in the bot lane. Hyperion coming out.
Yeah, it's a good siege tool. They're going to get some decent damage from that, but the 4-man of Tiny Dancers rotates down and is going to answer to this push.
Looking like ReGen Phoenix just wants to play this a little safe, maybe. Not going quite all out just yet.
Yeah, they see the ping from that camp up top. They know that Arrow's up there, so Lydell rotates down and they try to force the 5-man, but it's a very good macro move there by ReGen Phoenix to back out quickly and not allow that fight to be forced.
Yeah, Arrow was shown there in that mid lane. I wonder why Tiny Dancers didn't try to push their man advantage there in that fight.
Now we've got Arrow coming in on the flank. The camp is picked up though, and now it's Tiny Dancers that are going to back on up.
The shrines awaken once more.
Don't worry, Geek. We'll see that 5v5 team fight eventually. I'm sure of it.
Waiting for it.
Could be any time now. Arrow just missing the spear there on Lydell. Just a bit outside.
Yeah, AG Silver AG looking to maybe get Mudge here caught out. They're still playing it a little safe, although the Nano Boost comes out.
Along with the Water Elemental, that's going to get blown up pretty quickly. So that's a couple of pretty big teamfight cooldowns down for ReGen Phoenix. Zol is up top, but this is all 5 members of ReGen Phoenix down here.
Yeah, they're looking to push strong here in the bot lane. See if we can get good value from it. There's the Avalanche coming out onto ETC.
A big light bomb trying to keep him alive, but it's not going to be quite enough. Again, Zol in mid, so this is was a 4v5, now a 3v5. But with Anduin going down, now this is really going to give ReGen Phoenix the opportunity to push in and secure this bottom fort. At the same time, they are losing some XP and damage on the other two sides, but they slide in, not going to quite find the finish on Chromie.
Yeah, big plays are coming up from ReGen Phoenix. Down level 16s, but still winning the fight pretty handily. Well done on their part.
Just simply flexing the number strength right now as they stack up, and now they're going to look to try to get this top point captured. On the other side, we're going to see Tiny Dancers get into bot lane quick enough to be able to counter capture here. Lucky, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Well, 16's now in for both sides.
Didn't quite get map advantage there with those kills. Maybe just looking to get 16 and equalize the levels.
Light bomb going to come down after that slide. They get some damage, but now they're going to be turning around on it. The mosh pit instantly interrupted there by Derrybow with that penetrating round. We will see the leap of faith on Lydell to get him out of Arrow's clutches for the moment. The root going to be unstoppable. Can Arrow get the kill? No, not quite. Just barely. Lydell survives.
There wasn't much follow-up on that light bomb, but they turned that fight pretty well in their favor, and that was very close. That Zul almost fell there.
Just enough healing coming through there from Eterna. Meanwhile, we will see the Avalanche zoning away the ETC as they try to make something out of that. But I think right now, without Sonya, they don't really want to force the issue too much. They've got a big push down here in bot lane. They still have the bottom shrine captured, so they don't really have to force the issue just yet.
Yeah, I'd say map control is a little bit in the favor of ReGen Phoenix. With this bot lane opened up, it's path to victory, I would say, on their side. They can keep this pushed out.
Yeah, they forced the 4v4 there. They almost found the Sylvanas caught out, but just not quite enough to be able to tie him down and get the kill.
Instead, it looks like they're going to try to knock over this mid fort.
And meanwhile, they're also channeling the top. Lydell on the flank, looking for it here. Sonya is still up in the top lane. They get the root, but it's going to be self-cleansed there by that Gladiator's Medallion. The slide as they get a ton of damage down on Raynor. Ana not going to be able to quite keep him up, and that's going to be another kill going over to Tiny Dancers as they now pull 2 ahead in the kill count. Going to leave Silver here in the mid, and they're going to look to cap these points.
Yeah, big chromey damage coming out there from Fishing Queen. And the healing just wasn't quite enough there from Ana to help that Raynor stay alive.
Meanwhile, down bottom lane, we're going to see that Black Arrow coming out here from Feldrath, and they're going to go ahead and take down the bottom fort. They're going to get the well while they're at it. Meanwhile, on the top side, ReGen Phoenix going to grab their camp to get a little bit of a push going here in the top lane while they wait for Raynor to come back up.
A bit of a Uno reverse card here on the side of Tiny Dancers. This bot lane is now pushed out almost to the keep wall here, ReGen Phoenix. Let's see if they can push that down, open up their own win condition.
And 2 camps. They're going to have to answer to it. Arrow going to come down. Oh, but May falls in the mid lane. Apologize, I completely missed that.
And that was a quick blow up kill. Nicely done on the side of Tiny Dancers. Now that's going to be 40 seconds now until May's back.
That's going to be both altars being owned as well. See if anybody can get to the mid in time. No. Fishing Queen is definitely going to cap this. This is going to be level 20. A 15-minute Dragon Knight. And May still down for 20 seconds here. And, oh man, I hate to see it. You hate to see the back and forth stepping here from time to day. They gotta just go straight in on this while they got May dead.
I'm surprised they're not just going hard bot. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it makes you mid as well, but you just go bot and try to win. But I guess May's back up now, so they're just trying to get good value.
Yeah, I mean, between the Black Arrow down in this bot lane, there's a lot of counter siege for ReGen Phoenix. I will grant them that for sure. But boy, you know, the bottom lane is where 3 of these camps filter into. Meanwhile, mid does not have any camps that walk into the mid lane here on Dragonshire. So instead, it's just kind of a split push here. They'll get a couple of keep walls, but right now it looks like they're resigning themselves to not get any keeps here with this late game Dragon Knight. Felt like such a power spike, such an opportunity wasted here for Tiny Dancers.
Interesting shot call on their part. They've got level 20s. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. I think they could have gotten more value there.
Yeah, at the same time, you know, you do understand a team's hesitation there as well. You don't want to make a mistake. You're kind of in control of the game as Tiny Dancers are, but at the same time, you kind of miss. You don't make 100% of the shots you don't take. You know.
This is true. And they are down 1 game, so I can understand their hesitation. Just play safe. See if they can get advantage. Try to push and win at a later time.
Okay, I've got it. They were worried about the backdoor call again from ReGen Phoenix. They didn't want... Never mind.
I can see how that would be in the back of their minds.
Guys, remember the last time we tried to push with an objective? Oh.
That was an epic first game.
That was. It was. Meanwhile, the second game's been, I would say, not necessarily wrought with action. Both teams playing, you know, pretty smart, somewhat conservatively. Silver AG getting
Oh.
targeted and a nice early leap of faith to get them out of there. They've decided they do not want a team fight right now. And they're going to let that the wrath of that Berserker, perhaps, fall here off of Sonya before they look to re-engage.
It won't be long before the shrine.
Big wave pushing in top here. Looks like Sonya's gonna go answer that.
Yeah, on the death bridge. Brian's
kinda cool,
activating
right?
here in 12.
They are well positioned to get this DK. They channel immediately.
The Tiny Dancers are on at this point. I don't know if ReGen Phoenix is gonna be able to actually. Yeah, it looks like they might already be out of time to counter this.
Wow.
Tiny Dancers
Well done.
on it.
Yeah, that was instantaneous. Nice job on their part.
Now we'll see if Tiny Dancers can take advantage. There is the mosh pit with the light bomb combo there. Again, interrupted pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Rabbit down on the bot side does find the root, but it's May is the first to fall. Lydell getting low, going to have to get the leap of faith out. Now Arrow is in deep with that Wrath of the Berserker just moving forward while the rest of the team is kind of abandoned ship here. Geek, Arrow is in trouble.
Yeah, they're getting kills, but the DK getting kind of low. I would have liked to see them push a little harder here. Although we do have Sonya down for another 50 seconds. So maybe they can push through the mid here and get the win. Take us to game 3 potentially.
They're definitely going to get this keep down. Chromie is in the Dragon Knight, so they don't necessarily want to have the Dragon Knight in too far with the potential of it falling. Once again, map objective grabbed, and Tiny Dancers 2 kills in a 5v3 situation. Not pushing too hard here. Again, playing this very, very conservatively.
Yeah, just taking it slow.
I have seen enough for now.
We're getting to the very late game here. I would think the next DK wins the game regardless of what side takes it. Although it's going to be a little harder for ReGen Phoenix if they get it. But camps being taken here from Tiny Dancers. Looking to put pressure through the bot lane. Looks like it's getting sniffed out though.
Yeah, they are looking to come in on it. May does slide in, but look at the time trap. Fishing Queen gonna stop that advance in its tracks, but now the leap of faith to just barely get that one last member out of trouble there. Looks like they are gonna try to rotate in onto the siege camp now. Silver AG does get the light bomb. Big avalanche on the other side though, as now they're trying to get the heals out. But that bit of that defensive avalanche kind of stopped that advance in its tracks, Geek.
Yeah, I feel like they could have played that a little differently and maybe gone for some kills. That was a point where you get kills, you win the game. So,
Right. You just go right through the bot lane and win.
Yeah. Still, both teams playing it a little slow here.
Another chance to prove your
Side of Tiny
There you go.
Dancers searching around the bot lane, trying to play carefully.
An opportunity for the DK here in another 20 seconds.
Gen Phoenix positioning up in this top area. Like full march coming into the bot lane by Tiny Dancers. They see that full 5 stack of ReGen Phoenix up top, and it looks like the backs are going to begin. Arrow is going to start backing on the point so that they can capture that shrine, or is maybe just going to stay up here. Yeah, with all those backs, Tiny Dancers are going to back off the bot lane, and they will not secure that bottom keep just yet.
And maybe they're just waiting for the ults to come back from Zul and Sylvanas. See if they can't get a favorable engage here.
Lydell going to the top lane. Mudge looking for Falendroth, but not quite finding the mark there. And now for Tiny Dancers, they have both of these points captured. They can look to try and take this 5v5 in the mid. And now Arrow rotating to the top lane. He's going to show on the wave, but he's going to immediately come back down here because you know he cannot afford to show with all 5 of them hanging out here. Here comes the fight as we do see Mudge going in. The snowball actually not finding anybody. That looked like a self-cleansed dodge there by Fishing Queen.
Yeah, again, they're just kind of playing passive here.
Well, I mean, if you're Tiny Dancers, you're kind of in control right now, so you can kind of play this as slow as you want.
Yeah.
Let Chromie poke a little bit. Eldroth once again being bailed out there by Mysterium.
I could see it if the waves were pushed out right up to the keeps, but they're not quite there. I don't think we're in Winion territory just yet. There's a
slide, the Mosh light bomb coming out, and that is going to be a big blow up onto the Mei. Poison Nova, as now Arrow once again kind of stuck in deeper than the rest of the team can really afford to be. And that's going to be the double kill. That's going to be Lindro going down to the bot. And I think this might be the beginning of the end of Game 2 here, Geek.
Yeah, big plays are coming out from Tiny Dancers, although I would say now is probably the time you want to go core. Okay, they're going to get the DK, and they're going to pair that with the Bruiser Camp through the top lane, and surely they go core here. They've got 30 seconds before the members are back up on the side of ReGen Phoenix.
I mean, I don't see how you can not, especially now they get the damage on. Well, actually, hold up the blow up here from the back line as they get that quick damage onto ETC. But really, I mean, this is a 24-minute Dragon Knight. If the Dragon Knight just clicks the core, this thing has got to be over.
I think so. Yeah. So we're going to Game 3.
We are going to Game 3. Tiny Dancers taking the win here, eventually on Dragonshire.
Yeah.
Long game. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, very, very passive play there. Maybe a bit of nerves on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta respect the patience, and you know, it's hard to knock a team that pulls off the win.
True.
Yeah, I like
Can't
it.
take that away from them. Fishing Queen having another good game on that Chromie.
So I want to welcome everybody that has popped on in. We've just slowly worked our way up to 51 viewers here tonight. NGS showing up proper here for this Div A match. And for anybody that are showing up fresh and recently, you're in for a treat here as we go into game number 3. But before we do, let's give you guys one last look at the talents that these guys were going for and what everybody was building. And once again, any final thoughts here for this game number 2, Geek?
It didn't really get much avalanche value, to be honest. They did disengage with it pretty well that one time, though I'm not sure if that was the best move there. Tiny Dancers did get good value from the Mosh Pit and the Light Bomb. Got a couple nice kills from that combo, so I'd say I'd have to give the advantage over to Tiny Dancers. Obviously, they won the game, but I think they've just played better.
All right, well, we are going to take a quick break as these teams set up for game number 3, and we will be right back. See how this one ends here in the Div A East. Alrighty, we are back here in Division A East. Game number 3. ReGen Phoenix winning game 1 on Volskaya Foundry. Tiny Dancers coming back on the long haul there for game number 2 on Dragonshire. And now ReGen Phoenix electing to take the map pick and take us to Battlefield of Eternity here, Geek.
The way to go these days, but they're confident they can pull out the W here on BOE.
Yeah, meanwhile, no real change off the bat here with the bans. Really, of all the maps we've seen tonight, these are probably the best maps, or this is probably one of the best maps for these two first heroes that were banned out here. Ronda able to really aid in the push. Diablo having a lot of terrain to charge people into. Meanwhile, we see Imperius and ETC, another couple of repeat bans here early.
Yep, and Rainer coming out for that objective race. Very strong hero on the map.
Yeah, Executioner giving him quite a bit of extra burst damage onto these Immortals. Let's see how ReGen Phoenix wants to respond to this. They've seen a lot of Ana play tonight, which is something they could pick up nice and early. May still on the table if they want to try that out again here. And just in general, they've still got the Mage pickups here if they want to try to steal away that. Or, I was going to mention the Sylve that's been contested tonight. 2-0 so far in these matchups, as it's seen play on both sides.
And the Artanis coming out. And to go for that, get the name of the level 1 amateur opponent value.
Yeah.
Probably the best map for him on that.
Yeah, this is the map where you would see Artanis even when he wasn't in the meta, which he has kind of crept his way back in. But Fishing Queen, gonna go back to that Chromie that we saw there in game number 2, as she used to be a pretty much 0 priority pick on this map pre-rework, but now she's got a bit more decent damage to throw at these things.
Yeah, she put out big damage numbers last game, so see if she can do a repeat of that.
Meanwhile, Deckard coming out once again from Maternium. And Samuro banned out once again.
There must be some real player over there on the side of Tiny Dancers for that ban to come out the second time.
Yep. My guess would be Lydell, but can't be too sure for sure.
Yeah. See what ban we're going to get here from Tiny Dancers. Stukov yet again.
Gonna apply that healer chokehold down the stretch here. Still does leave up that Ana if we want to see a third straight Ana game in a row here for the side of ReGen Phoenix. By the way, just saying, Cho'Gall still on the table.
Did they have a bit of an oversight here on their bans? No.
Nope.
Ready for action. I will fight to my
Rhaegar and Muradin going to be picked up. So, of course, Rhaegar, classically known on this map as one of the best racers, used to actually have the top race potential in the game before they moved that double shield talent to level 16. Actually, I think they got rid of it for a while and then eventually brought it back to level 16.
Is worth fighting for.
Yeah, strong heroes on the map as the May comes in here. And the Arthas. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting frosty front line here for Tiny Dancers. Does give a lot of enabling, there we go, to May and to Rainer and Chromie with all those slows and the CC that they bring. And it kind of makes me wonder if from Feldroth here, if we're going to see Ace in the Hole possibly instead of that Exterminator.
That would be interesting if he goes with that. Wow, as the Tracer comes in, looking to get blow up kills onto the Chromie potentially here.
Yeah, that constant poke damage, the extra mobility the Tracer brings might just be enough to kind of tip the scale into ReGen Phoenix's favor here. No real counter for Tracer on Tiny Dancer's side, but we can forgive them for that since it was the last pick.
Yeah, I think the race potential is a little bit better on the side of ReGen. We'll have to see how they play it. If that is their desired win condition here.
Yeah, it definitely seems like more of a defensive style comp from Tiny Dancers. They can put the 4-man minus the Rainer onto their immortal to defend. Chromie can kind of throw some poking cues over to that immortal until they really see the members of ReGen Phoenix trying to push in and make it an issue.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the offlane matchup goes between. I'm assuming it's going to be Artanis and Arthas. Should be an interesting matchup between the two of them.
Yeah, I mean, once again, we expect the amateur opponent here, but if ReGen Phoenix wants to put a little bit more focus on the team fight and go to that stacking quest, but would not get quite as much value with the slows available there from Arthas.
Yeah, we'll see what they do.
All right, well, let's get in for this game number 3 on the left. We've got ReGen Phoenix. We've got Mudge playing the Muradin. Darabao going to be playing the Tracer. Rabid Penguin on the Sylvanas. Arya going to be playing the Rhaegar. And up top, we've got Arrow on the Artanis.
And to the right in red, we've got Fishing Queen once again on the Chromie. Feldroth playing Raynor. Adele on the Arthas. Materium on Deckard Cain. And AG Silver AG on the May.
It's again a bit of a weird split here for Tiny Dancers. These guys really like to off-rotate. They're going to leave just the Chromie down bot to throw around Qs and make it look like there's maybe more people hanging around you might otherwise think. Meanwhile, Tiny Dancers got their 4-man up in the top, looking to see if they can find Arrow caught out here.
Yeah, Arrow, no fear here. Just going straight into the mid, and you might pay for it.
It's going to be just enough to get him out of there. Meanwhile, the members of ReGen Phoenix see this, and they're instantly going to throw that black arrow there from Rabid, and they are going to make Tiny Dancers pay for this one in siege damage.
Yeah. That hurts not getting that that gank kill there onto the Artanis. That's obviously what they were going for, and it was not successful there. As you said, they paid for it with that damage onto the bot wall.
Yeah, they lose the top cannon from that wall, and you know, probably about 80% of that actual gate health. So a nice little get there for ReGen Phoenix, but nothing to write home about yet.
Yeah, they see Mudge in this. See if they go for him. Damage isn't quite there yet.
Beldroth rotating the long way up to this top lane, gonna go for that top camp. Doesn't seem like ReGen Phoenix has really figured out that he's missing just yet. So they're beginning to rotate up top. Yep, now they know.
Darabo's making their way up there.
Yeah, this is a much bigger rotation from ReGen Phoenix, and they're actually going to have to back off and give the camp, but it may be too little too late. Raynor is going to fall, and that's going to be first blood going over to ReGen Phoenix.
Nicely done by ReGen Phoenix to notice that he was there and make him pay.
While down bot, we see Tiny Dancers with a couple members here on the camp. Rabid Penguin going to scout this out just a bit too late. They hit by that time drop.
Top as well, Jay.
What?
So big value there from ReGen Phoenix.
Yeah, they stole that away, yep. Looks like should be a pretty easy clear here for ReGen Phoenix, but could put them a little bit behind here on the camp rotations. We're going to see Tiny Dancers instantly here to clear and grab this Bruiser camp. Going to be timed a little closer to the beginning of this Immortal spawn phase for ReGen Phoenix, but it looks like both squads are at least going to have it out for this mid phase here.
Silver AG, or AG Silver here, watching Vision.
Both teams are going to go for race here in this first part. Heavily won by ReGen Phoenix. They do indeed have the better race. That was amateur opponent selected at level 1 for Arrow, and now it looks like Tiny Dancers are going to try and push in here to defend. They do leave just the Raynor to poke on the other side, as he does have that Executioner, or Exterminator.
I'm surprised Tiny Dancers didn't do that initially. It looked like they were trying to race initially.
And meanwhile, both sides just having the camps push through that first phase. Bit of an advantage for ReGen Phoenix as they cleared out that bottom area, but Silver AG gets swapped in. Huge swap there by Arrow. It's going to allow them to pick up that kill. Looking for a second swap, but just barely misses Fishing Queen.
See if they can push this wall down and maybe get a little more as well. The
Yeah,
Sylve there should be able to.
Yeah, the Sylve, the win more hero here for Rabid Penguin as he uses that black arrow to shut down these front wall cannons, and we're going to see the Immortal being able to push in and start to get some damage here onto this fort.
Decent defense, I would say, from Tiny Dancers.
Yeah, they got pretty good anti-siege, but still, the entire top wall and the well, along with probably about a third health there for the top fort. Bottom fort wall also gone, thanks to that a camp pushing in the off time. So everything fairly untouched right now for ReGen Phoenix on their structures.
Looks like they're trying to push this down. Oh, maybe not. Posturing.
Yeah, Black Arrow comes out. Gonna make that a little tougher to clear as they get started on this top camp. Pretty quick clear for ReGen Phoenix. So just 2-0 on the kill count right now. Pretty even XP. Just a slight lead right now for ReGen Phoenix as they hit level 8. Just a hair first here. Hair early.
Yeah, I've got to say the team composition for the map on the side of Tiny Dancers, they're relying quite a lot on the Exterminator for Raynor if they do want to go race, which it seemed like they wanted to do it during that first phase, but then they shifted a little bit. I wonder what they're going to do during the second objective. They're going to try to go for the full attack or try to race again.
Yeah, ReGen Phoenix definitely utilizing that Black Arrow as much as they are able to, and like you said, it definitely lends to their strategy here of being able to race effectively. And while Tiny Dancers, they have to be able to defend against all of that damage in the 5v4, and this is their opportunity to really show it off. They're down about half a level, but neither team having level 10, and they're going to look to try to defend as they come in with Raynor down bot, trying to clear that camp. We'll see if they can keep ReGen Phoenix off of this point.
Yeah, I would say this is a favorable position for Tiny Dancers. Let's see if they can capitalize on it. Yeah.
Yeah, they get the Artanis out. Mudge getting pretty low. Meanwhile, the side of ReGen Phoenix not able to convert halftime, so that's going to give Tiny Dancers the ability to walk in and start to do some damage to this Immortal.
Now they can race.
Meanwhile, the Menderers, ReGen Phoenix just looking for 10 here.
There's halftime. Well done on the side of Tiny Dancers there. They played that well.
And now they're going to have to maybe try to race this again. They can't really afford... I mean, they're going to try to defend this, but once level 10s come in for ReGen Phoenix pretty soon here, they can just 5-stack onto the enemy Immortal, and there's just not really much the Tiny Dancers can do about this. They get a lot of damage out onto Arya, but gets into wolf form, is trying to run away, and will be able to make it out of Arthas' clutches here, but the downside, ReGen Phoenix left unattended down there, able to take down the Immortal and get themselves a second map objective win here.
Yeah, the race is just too strong there on the side of ReGen Phoenix. And of course, like you said, they also had level 10s or almost at level 10, so Tiny Dancers had to respect that.
Yeah, you mentioned that you like the race comp here for ReGen Phoenix. It gives them such a wider margin for error. You know, we lost one of our racers before halftime. We'll just drop back. We'll go out to lane and soak and get level 10. And then as soon as we've got the racer back up, we'll just go back in and push in for the objective again. Tiny Dancers have such a more difficult job here. Meanwhile, we do see the Avalanche come out, not catching anybody. But Lydell, meanwhile, gets swapped into oblivion here as we see the sleep come out. Going to be the saving grace here for Tiny Dancers.
Thus ends my
A nice disengage there from Tiny Dancers. I thought Liddell was dead there.
Yeah, that stay a while and listen, just enough room for him to get out of that. But still, it is the front wall taking a pretty hefty amount of damage down here in this bottom keep. And you start to see ReGen Phoenix slowly setting up more and more for their win condition later.
Oh, another big swap. Bloodlust has already come out though. They don't have that available for another 45 seconds. But the fort goes down.
Yeah, nice recovery there for ReGen Phoenix. It was looking a little dire at first as you swap the Arthas where he kind of wants to be back there, but now Tiny Dancer is trying to push into this siege camp, I should say. Going to be able to steal that away with Daribo being a little bit split there down in the lane.
It feels like Tiny Dancers are just trying to get whatever advantage they can possibly get here. I just feel like their team comp. Oh, Arrow is in trouble.
Yeah, Arrow gets caught up in the top there.
Yeah, that puts Tiny Dancers in a much better position. This top fort is in trouble if they decide to go for it.
Yeah, they get that top area. They're going to go ahead and throw down the Hyperion to get a little bit of extra siege pressure. But it looks like right now they're going to back up and let ReGen Phoenix go ahead and clear out this camp. And now they will be rotating down for these objectives. This is a bit of a longer walk for Tiny Dancers to get down here to try to defend this point.
Yeah, a little bit more of a difficult position to defend here for Tiny Dancers than the last one was.
Top wave also stacking up here for ReGen Phoenix, level 13 right around the corner. Avalanche does come out, successfully isolating Arrow, but the blinds come out. Meanwhile, Stay a While and Listen trying to zone the other members of ReGen Phoenix. They will get the kill out onto Arrow, but now ReGen Phoenix trying to chase in, trying to find that counter kill as Daribo dashing around the backside. Gets the pulse onto Raynor, and just like that, that's going to be a counter kill, 1-for-1 here.
Yeah, and like you were saying earlier, that 1-for-1, especially on this subjective phase, is going to be a little bit more advantageous for ReGen Phoenix with their race potential. Although Tiny Dancers are looking to engage here.
Yeah, a bit of a timeout there, but it's not going to be enough as, again, Pulse Bomb comes out, finding another kill there as Daribo kind of evening out the odds here as we head into the mid-game.
Yeah, I'm thinking this has got to be another objective here in the hands of ReGen Phoenix.
Yeah,
Tiny Dancers are going to make a play here.
Potentially full shield, by the way. This is a favorable spawn for Tiny Dancers, as Chromie's going to be back in 7 seconds. Going to give them an opportunity to try to defend here with 13. But we also going to have the camp spawning now for ReGen Phoenix that will push into bottom lane, where that bottom tower has already kind of been exposed. And again, I love the back row here. ReGen Phoenix realizes that Tiny Dancers is just sitting here trying to defend. So what do? They're going to go down and grab another camp to push in the bottom lane.
Yeah, this is a difficult position for Tiny Dancers to be in here. It's a bit of a catch-22. Do they go defend bot and give up the objective, which is, of course, bad, or do they defend and give up bot lane pressure?
And boy, is ReGen Phoenix in no hurry to go after the objective. And now they see members of Tiny Dancers showing in the bot lane, so they're definitely going to push into point here. Snowball coming out. Finds the 3-man Avalanche on the backside, and that is going to spawn ReGen Phoenix to just back up and reset.
The army coming out from Arthas as well, but ReGen Phoenix, they're just going to disengage. They've got time.
Yep. No hurry.
They're showing here in the bot lane, so I wonder if they're going to re-engage here.
Stun comes out. Swap not quite finding the mark, but the time trap actually going to trap a couple members of Tiny Dancers there. And it looks like the slow and steady poke game will continue here, Geek.
Yeah, ReGen Phoenix is still in a good position, but the wave clear was done decently well on the side of Tiny Dancers. It's all the way almost to the fort wall here in the bot lane. Top lane has pushed out a little bit more, but they've just bought themselves some time here. They want to try to make a play.
Yeah, I almost wonder if ReGen Phoenix is kind of going for the long con here, to try to get to level 16 before they engage Tiny Dancers. But to be fair, again, much like last game, like there's really no point in ReGen Phoenix pushing this issue at all. They're giving up a little bit of damage on the Immortal, but you know it's really nothing major. Swap does hit, but the Unstoppable popped there.
Big arrow coming out from Rabbit Penguin.
Yeah, instant arrow able to interrupt the stay a while. And now it's level 16's in. They click them in real quick, and here they go straight on in. Avalanche not finding its mark on anybody. Lindo getting very, very low. The big time trap on the backside to slow down ReGen Phoenix from coming in out of this point. Immortal slowly taking some damage here as Rabbit Penguin on the deep flank. Gonna find the kill on May. Gonna have to back out there, but not before Rainer falls there. And the Pulse Bomb gonna deal a little extra damage. ReGen Phoenix gets the 2 for nothing and gets yet another Immortal to spawn here in the top.
ReGen Phoenix in a strong position now. Let's see if they can close this game out and finish the series.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and focus on this bottom keep. Once again, looking at the structures, not too worried about making the more common, straightforward play, but instead taking advantage of what their team comp's good at, which is siege damage.
Yeah, very smart play on their part. Now we got a almost full shield Immortal here in the top lane. This top keep's in trouble.
Yeah, we got one keep left here for Tiny Dancers. Can they defend it? They have pretty decent counter siege with the Chromie and the Rainer, but we'll see as ReGen Phoenix comes in. We see instantly that that silence coming out, but right away the Black Arrow gonna shut down the keep. They look for the swap, don't find anything major. Stay a while, going to be interrupted once again by the Silence Arrow. Mudge getting pretty low, but they've isolated 3 members of Tiny Dancers. The Avalanche almost enough to zone, but it's still the 3-man kill here. And I think that is going to be enough. It looks like this might be it, Geek.
Darabo just popping off there on the Tracer. And yeah, I think this has got to be game here.
Game number 3 and the series for ReGen Phoenix.
Well done. It was their map choice, and they had a plan, and they executed very well.
Yeah, crazy team fight at the end there, and just you know, you gotta respect the macro. You know, the patience again in this one, but most importantly, you know, they really played that to their strengths and waited until they had what was a for sure advantage to be able to take advantage of.
Yeah, and Darabo and Rabbit Penguin both did really good jobs there. Rabbit Penguin shutting down the stay a while multiple times, and Darabo on that Tracer just popping off, getting kills left and right. They played it really well.
All right, looks like we're gonna have Arrow and Red hopping in here with us.
Hello.
And here they are. That was quick. Normally teams don't show up this quickly for the interview, but you know, I guess I should expect nothing less from caster extraordinaire himself, Arrow.
Hey, buddy, we don't want to keep you waiting. We have adoring fans out there that we want to say hello to.
Well, there you go. That is very true. Quite a few people watching tonight. Big matchup here in Division A East. And how are you guys feeling after that big win?
So much better.
It was, listen, we've played against Tiny Dancers a lot over the last few seasons. We've won some, I think. They've won some. It's been, like, I couldn't tell you what the overall win-loss was between our teams, but we're pretty evenly matched, I would say, and we have a lot of history, so it was nice to win this one.
All right, so let's take a journey, quite a journey, all the way back to Game 1. Volskaya Foundry, things are looking a little bit shaky. They get the objective down in the bot lane. Tell me a little bit about what your comms sound like in that moment.
So our comms at that point, we were looking for level 20, and we were kind of getting to that point, and we said, you know what? I mean, I don't recall who it was. I think it was Penguin or Dairy. Somebody said, hey, do we have enough race to just outrace them?
That
And it was who? It was you?
it was me.
Oh, okay. Well, it was somebody. It's, and the team kind of said, sure, why not? They have to go through a keep. We have to go through a keep, but we have Sylvanas, so why not? And it was just all about kind of keeping them off of really Cho and Gall and obviously Sylvanas to our best ability. But they put up a good fight, and I personally got to throw this out there just because it's a little +1 for my feather in my cap. I'm almost positive that if Feldroth had gotten a diva kill that completed that recklessness, we would have lost that game.
Yeah, a whole 3% left on the core. What a crazy finish there for game number 1. Game number 2, we see a bit of a reversal in terms of what we saw game 2, game 3, kind of reverse situations, but pretty similar. Very, very patient play from Tiny Dancers. What do you have to say about game 2?
Go ahead, Red.
They played their comp perfectly, and kudos to that. And we decided to learn from it and definitely take it forward into game 3.
Yeah, that had to be one of the longest Immortal phases I think I've ever casted. Just rotating around. Was it a call from the beginning to just wait for 16, or did that just kind of come along as you guys were stalling there?
It was part of the call. I mean, I think when we started that Immortal phase, we were, I don't know, maybe even level 14. It was a long run, and we were just looking for our fight, our opportunity, because we didn't want to give them the chance to engage, right? I mean, that was what game 2 was all about for them, was playing patient, finding a solo mosh on Mei, and then winning the team fight. They didn't really have quite that same potential for engage. We had a little bit more opportunities to get almost anywhere onto their team. And so, we've got Immortal burn, we've got Camp burn. Let's use the advantages we have within our team and get this, this Immortal, and then I guess win the game. That wasn't really in the plan at the time, but it worked out.
All right, well, that's pretty much all I have for questions. Geek, do you have any questions?
Not really. I thought that was very well played. Your plan seemed to work out very well in that third game. Were you guys planning on taking the Tracer going in, or was that a draft pivot to face off against the Chromie?
Red, you can take that one.
That was a complete draft pivot.
Really? Well done. I mean, it worked out very well.
I know chat was talking about the the Arthas, but the Arthas is actually the cause of that draft pivot. We were planning to take another hero. I'm not going to name any names that would have enabled for a slightly different engage scenario. And then we said, you know what? Never mind. And I wasn't even there. I was in the bathroom trying to go to the bathroom, and then I hear the Tracer, and I'm like, that is not the voice that I was expecting to hear.
This is not what we discussed.
What's going on here? Somebody called an audible.
Well, it paid off.
Yeah, big time.
And you had some big swaps as well on that Artanis.
I had a lot of fun. Red got mad at me because I kept swapping the Arthas, but I'm like, listen, if he's gonna go in and he doesn't have armor, just kill him. Like,
all right.
No, it's so easy when you're not the one doing the swapping and not having the Arthas land on your face.
I mean, that's true. But did you die, though? Did you die?
I don't think so, actually.
I don't think so.
No, I'm looking at it right now. 0 deaths there for Rhaegar.
See? I was the feeder. 3 deaths.
Top heals, by the way, 52k. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love seeing Rhaegar as this day and age. It's so much harder to play him now, so it's nice to see him still rolling around occasionally.
We don't play him ever, and she is absolutely terrible on him. You may have noticed, like, she had to run off by herself. Like, so yeah, don't account for that.
Okay.
The whole team carried her that game.
I'll make sure to take a note. But before we let you guys know, before we let you guys go, any final shout-outs you guys would like to make?
Thank you to the ReGen family for having us. Thank you guys to casting, and kudos to Feldroth and the team. You guys, we see you all the time in Storm League, and you're always gentlemen, and we appreciate the games.
I want to shout out our subs, specifically Recycic and Murder and Ty, who have been fantastic and really helpful for our team. Again, as Red said, Tiny Dancers, great set. I mean, have there been like matches this close? I don't know. Maybe. I think there's some that are really close, but starting it off with that game one was so clutch. But thanks to you guys. Really appreciate you picking up the cast, Jason. And I think, Geek, this is your first cast, right?
Yes, sir. It is.
All right, man. I'm looking forward to
A little
watching
nervous, but it was a lot of fun.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the entertaining games here tonight. Congratulations on the win. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time we have you on the stream.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Congrats.
Alrighty. Well, Geek, that is going to close it out for us tonight. Normally, I would toss it over to you for shout-outs and where people could find you, but I think you're so new. I don't think you're really streaming right now.
No, I'm a noob at all of this, so still just kind of dipping my toes into the water. So maybe I'll get there someday.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and play this quick ad for the NGS Patreon before we close it out here tonight. BRB. Head on over to the NGS Patreon to take a look at all the awesome benefits they have of giving a little bit back to this awesome league that they need a little bit of help running occasionally. It doesn't hurt to have a little bit of funding for them to do some cool stuff with all of those Patreon rewards. They do a great job of trying to throw in new things. They're always taking suggestions for that as well. And also want to give a big thanks and shout out to everybody who followed tonight. We have finally jumped over that 500 follower mark, so I get to add that check mark to my list of Twitch goals of getting to that 500 follower mark. So thanks everybody who came and watched tonight and followed the stream. Don't forget to hit that follow button if you haven't already to come back for more NGS action. And until next time, thank you again for these teams. For the Nexus Gaming Series, I am Jason. He's Geek USA, and we'll see you guys later. Have a good night.